So I will admit that today feels very heavy. Today I am sitting in my apartment, my home, and although it's a welcoming space, it and I have plenty to eat. The lights are on. Everything is running the way that it ought to run here in America. There is a sense of heaviness in the atmosphere that I am feeling. And I don't know if you are feeling that today too, as well. So, one of the things I did, I tried to go out this early in the morning, very early in the morning, to go do my daily exercise. I do a lot of walking. I try to at least get in either three-quarters of a mile or a mile worth. Now, some of you probably do more, but to each his own. And surprisingly, when I arrived at the walkway and at the park that I typically frequent, it was full with people. And I'm talking about this is early in the morning, and it was full with people already there. And there was a certain sense of heaviness as I was walking. Usually when I walk, there's a release for me, to get my body moving. There's people, but it's not too bad, especially when it's early in the morning. There's really you can count one or you count it on one hand of how many people are around. So it kind of gives you the place to yourself. And even on the weekends, but today was different. And I tell you, I couldn't help feeling or sensing that everybody is just running away from something. Like this pull of getting away from whatever that thing is. And I don't know if any of you are sensing that today. It's as a heaviness that is in the atmosphere. And of course, when I went out there, I didn't really check my calendar, but it's when I got home that I looked and I realized, oh, it's that day. So I don't know what the elite of the world or what the oligarchs or that upper, I hate saying the word upper, but those who are fully consecrated to satanic rule and those that have benefited the most to satanic rule. I got a sense that something may be going on, that they're doing something, that there is something that they are at, some type of ritual, some type of, I don't know, that is taking part. And I would say even my prayer when I got back home was, I must admit, was heavy for me to speak of. But I would, if anything, nothing else, I'm always honest with the Most High. At least that's what I strive to be. And I think I do fairly good as far as my conversations with the Most High, knowing that He's not or she's not a punishing deity or supreme being. That what they long is what they told us is that it's to see us prosper. And so it's not that you get away with the bad things you do, but like with any good parent, you love your children, you want the best for them, and you don't want them to go wayward. So you try to do what you can to buffer that or to prepare them for it. So, yeah, anyway, today feels very heavy. And today, I had excuse me, I'm going to get emotional here. When I came back, and I went into a prayerful mode from that walk because it did not kind of, it usually gives me, what do you call it? That euphoric sense after you finish exercising and whatnot. But I came back heavy. And so I was making myself some tea and making myself something to eat. And there was this nice little beautiful bird, this little small bird that sat in front of my window, in front of my kitchen window as I was doing things. And then I took notice of it. And it was almost like a sign from the Most High that was saying, you know what, I know what you're going through, and I'm here with you. And I long to see you prosper. And you can best believe that I am protecting you. And so it was just nice to see that. It was almost like what was really tight inside of me released. It. and went out of my body. So I just want to say that I'm thankful that from that. Sometimes it's just the little things. Look at nature. Sometimes nature will is also messages that are coming to us because we live in a rough period of humanity, a very rough, the roughest period of humanity. And it's not always that you have to have weaponry firing across the bow or across land masses. Sometimes it is literally the environment that you're in, is the pressure cooker that you're in that does the pounding. And so there are a lot of pressures um, that many of us are facing. I don't know if it's all of us. My hope is that some of us are being alleviated from the pressures because some people have been in this far longer than others. And so they've been made to feel things for decades. I mean, I would say I'm one of them, actually, but some even more so than myself. And so I would hope that at this point they're getting some type of relief or substantial change in their life situation. And then there are others who have been bestowed a very a pleasant life. They live a very comfortable life. Um, I would gather you probably can count them on your hand. But I have to give breath and width that they probably do live a comfortable life or lived a life where they didn't have to worry about bills. They own their land, they own a home, they have wealth, they created wealth. The Most High allowed many of them to have prominence. And so I would not be surprised if many of them are of the Caucasian race. And then that there maybe even be a few that are from the descendants of American slaves as well that have been bestowed some comfort in their life. They haven't had to struggle for livability, you see. And and no shade to them, bless them, and congratulations that you were one of the ones that could do that. But I suspect that too many of the rest have had to deal with the constant um, pangs of surviving this. I don't know if survival is the right word or just being constantly messed with, and that the demons, whatever the Most High has revealed to you, I suspect that breadth and width of that is in relationship to how much you have been bothered and irritated and made to um, enter, to be affected by these demonic spirits some in human form, some who carry that spirit about them. Um, and it could be, and it's like petty stuff. A lot of it is really petty stuff. They can only do so much. They can't really harm us, because of the ultimate things to take us out. But the Most High, and many they have taken out, many they have. But there came a point in time where it was like, nope, that's it. You don't get to do that anymore to them. But for those remaining, they can just do a lot of pestering things, a lot of bothersome stuff where you just kind of shake your head. You just wonder why, why. And yeah, and many of them, they use a lot of human beings. They use other people. They use other people, wherever your life is, they use other people just mess with you. So to those, I'm especially for today, I'm praying for them to have some grace and have some alleviation, and for all of you to have some rest and to be even more protected and have the angels activate. That's my prayer. And ultimately, and I'm praying this like every other day, sometimes every day, depending on the week, is that this stops. The madness simply stops, and we're able to go into the new kingdom. We're able to, there's so much going in the world, and it just bespeaks. I mean, my prayer today was to get us free and when was the Most High was going to do it, and what is the Most High waiting for? I mean, what is the creator of the universe? What other shoe has to drop to in order to trigger the justifiable retribution that is so appropriate in this situation, in what the world is now. And the only solace that I can say as I close here is that your average everyday person, everyday white person in particular, is realizing that they are not in the club that they thought they were, because that's what they were told that they were. They are in as far as those who ruled over them and us would you could use them. And now that they no longer need them, this is what we're seeing in the data centers. That's the signal. They no longer need you. And so now they're setting them out to pasture. Because on the hindsight of not needing you anymore, they know, and I'm talking about the elites, know the monster that they have created in you. And now it is my belief, and I heard this before, that those data centers are an act of WAR against those people. And again, I actually heard a white man said this, that it is. And from what I've seen, I would have to concur. I would have to concur. They are now going after you. And look at the tools that they're using. This is real swift and sly, boy. This is real swift and sly. Talk about being hooked-winked. But I will say this, the average everyday white person did get some gifts from being used. You did get some returns on that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You're not in the same boat as the slave and their descendants. You're not anywhere near the same boat. But yeah, they always had this plan. They always knew that once they got their weight up, or once there was a dissection between them being able to access Satan and the demons, that they would have to dissect from you or divest from you. And so, yeah, I think that's exactly everything that you suspect that they're doing to you. Yeah, you probably don't even know the half of it. You probably don't even know the half of it. And so, you got to breathe the same air that we breathe. And you got to drink the same water that we drank. And you got to eat the same food that we have eaten, you know? And so, and you cannot imagine how much the unseen forces, which they're now referring to as UFOs, how much they absolutely do not like you. And so I will say this. As for the children of Yah, the descendants of American slaves, true Hebrew Israel, our conscience is clear. We are not perfect, and we do a lot of foul things, and there's a lot about us that has to be cleaned up. And I am confident that the kingdom administrators have all that planned out, and I have seen some of it for myself. They do. The plans and the policies that they have written out are going to work throughout New Jerusalem. And it's going to be quick work as well, too. Very quick work, just like with Wall Street, but on factor 10. But as for y'all, I pity the fool. I pity the fool. That's what Mr. T used to say, because that's what you have been. You have been fools for a subset of individuals whom I believe are part of the offspring of the fallen angel. Fallen angels, maybe not all of them, but some of them, or at least have some of that in their blood, and or whatever experiment was done, or whatever they did do, and y'all went right lockstep in with them, and you refused to turn around from your bad ways. And so now you get to feel their wrath, and they're ready for you. They are ready for you. And even now, um, oh, well, you know what? I was getting ready to say something, but let me correct it and then I'll end. I'll end here. So I have to say this, that it seems like I'm seeing signs where there are white people that are saying they're ready to produce justice. And even beneath the spirit of that, you can feel or sense their earnest in it. Ah, there is a God. There is a God. Thank you for listening.